Listeners, imagine a vast library, its shelves stretching endlessly into the horizon. Each book holds the story of a soul, spanning lifetimes and across all dimensions. We are here to welcome you to the Akashic realm, where the echoes of our past, present, and future reverberate in a dance of cosmic wisdom. And today, to help us demystify this enigma, we have Binita Amol with us, and we embark on a journey to explore these ethereal archives and uncover the secrets they hold. Binita is the founder of the Higher Self Healing. With over 18 years of experience in energy medicine, she has illuminated the paths of countless souls, guiding them towards healing and transformation. Welcome, Binita.
Thank you, Pulkit. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm really excited to be here.
Same here, same here. Akashic records is something, I have been hearing a lot about. I have been seeing them very actively on social media these days, but something very new to me. So, yeah, and believe a lot of our listeners would be curious to understand what Akashic records exactly are and would need your support to make that happen for our listeners.
Many people have been coming up and asking, and they want to explore what Akashic record reading is. Let me tell you, as a practitioner, I can say it's a very interesting modality, and it gives you a lot of answers in all aspect of our life. So let's understand where this word is coming from. So the word Akashic is derived from the Sanskrit word Akasha. Akasha, we all know that is the sky, and we it is infinite, as we know.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
same way, the Akashic realm has information which is extremely infinite, right? Knowledge stored into these records is endless and in depth. These records have information of each and every soul who is having a human experience on this earth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
why only human? Like even non-living things have their records. So like you can say your property, your car, everyone who is made up of energy has their own records in these Akashic realms.
Hmm.
So these realms have information about our past, present, and future, and they are basically based on the theory of karma, past life, and reincarnation.
How are they very much different from what there's a branch of astrology? I'm not able to exactly remember the name, but they say that they have, the past, the present, and the future written over leaves. So that's one branch of astrology in which they take your thumbprint and then they try to match and predict different things. And they have got certain records written over bay leaves.
Mm.
If I'm not wrong, that's the,
Hmm.
thing they're using. So how is it different from that?
Okay, so this Shastra that you were talking about, even this knowledge has been gathered by our ancient Rishi Muni sages
Hmm. Hmm.
through this Akashic reading only. Now, what has happened is one of the masters of Guru, they have gone into a trance state and connected with the universal wisdom. Again, that is what we are talking about, Akashic Recorded Library. And in their meditative state, they have downloaded some messages. If I'm not mistaken, that Shastra that you were talking about has, I think, 30 or 60 set pages. And it is believed that every human fits into one of the description of the page, and then they tell you this is how your life is going to be. So
Yep.
these messages are downloaded, and that entire leaf is created into that form, saying, if you are fitting into this type of personality or whatever criteria they have,
Mhm.
this is what your life trajectory is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's not that someone has invented, or it's like a science like planetary systems or astrology, but it's those are downloaded messages. So that has also worked through channeling the messages from the universe. So it is very similar to Akashic records reading. Its only thing is that they have standard format to each type of personality a human would have.
And you also mentioned about past life. So there's something called past life regression. So for the benefit of our viewers, one, is it similar to past life regression? And at the same time, what is past life regression exactly if we have to compare both?
Hmm. So, in many ways, it's similar to past life regression, but there are very important points which differentiates past life regression therapy from Akashic records reading. So, this is a past life PLR is a therapy. Okay. And Akashic record reading is a very intuitive, and it depends on the your connection, the readers, I mean, sorry, and the healer's connection or with the universe, how
Mhm.
what kind of a ease they have. So
Okay.
there is two major difference in my experience. I have found two major difference between PLR and Akashic record reading is in PLR, the therapist is going to use hypnotherapy and the client, the patient is going to do the journey. Whereas Akashic records reading, Akashic records are reached out in a very meditative state, like a trance like state, and the healer or the reader is going to do the journey for the client. That's the basic difference. So
Okay.
there are some people who are not very comfortable getting hypnotized.
Hmm.
So PLR is not for them. Then we get the cases where people have unexplained fear and phobia from, they know that there is nothing has happened into this life, but unexplained fear and phobia, they will not go near water, they will not dip their feet into ocean water. Even for the bathing, they'll just take 5 minutes because water makes them uncomfortable. Those kind of things, that's not normal.
Hmm.
So those people will never take the journey into the past life because when they are facing the incident which has created this fear into this lifetime, they will be really fearful and not do anything there. So Akashic record reading में क्या होता है that the healer is taking the journey. So as you and me are talking like this,
Hmm.
we talk back and forth, and the client doesn't have to do anything. They can just ask questions and see whether the messages are resonating with them. So they are really relaxed and completely at peace when the session is going on. That's the difference. And PLR mostly focuses on past life and its existence, whereas Akashic records are beyond that. It's just not about past life, it's about connecting to the universal consciousness, collective consciousness as well. So, ऐसा नहीं है that you're getting the messages only from the past life. You're getting the messages. I had one student in one of the workshops. She was very curious and she asked why COVID happened, how universe was created. So you have the answers to those kind of questions too, which is very limited scope for PLR. That's the basic difference between the two.
Can you share some anecdote or some instance from your experiences so far, which helps our listeners understand the Akashic reading concept a bit, modality a bit better, and they find relation to its benefits out there. So if somebody has had a success after going through Akashic readings, or their lives have changed, something on those lines.
So one of the things that people come here for their unexplained fear phobia, they have fear of animals, pet dogs or something. That's
Hmm.
one of the things that people look out for in when they are seeking the reading. Then this is a very good modality if you want to know what your soul's purpose is. What is your life path? Why are you here on this lifetime? What you are supposed to do? So Akashic record reading, because it has got records of all past life across all planes, it brings you a lot of answers in depth. That's one of the things. If you have health issues, like you have gone through all the medical tests and the doctor are not able to explain you, many times these illnesses have roots into the past. Like, if someone has unexplained leg pain or something like that, they have ruled out, medical world has ruled out all the possibility that it could be this, that, everything. But I had one case like that. Someone approached me and saying that I have excruciating pain in my leg. There is no pattern to that pain. It just comes when I am about to teach something. That was very peculiar of him to get that. And he says that the doctors are not able to find any reason behind it. They are saying that it could be psychological or anything, but he never believed it. He said, my inner voice was always saying that there is something more to this. So we opened his record and we found out that in one of his past life, he was punished for teaching that was something against that time's ruler. And he was punished really badly. Now, in those times, people could be really cruel, and he was murdered cruelly. So, what is happening when that soul is murdered or it's dying? He's frozen into that fear. And that soul is carrying that fear into his energies all throughout the lifetimes. So when we cut the cords and we healed that fear, that leg pain just went away. So this is one of the things that people have got help into these kind of cases.
Amazing. So, in a manner, it's if I can put it across, like if we understand what are the things holding us back because of our past life karmas, if we say, so can we sort of settle our debts of our past karmas by through Akashic records understanding?
So it's not like that we are going to go open the records, find out what your karmic blocks are or anything like that. And it's going to have an instant magic that, okay, after the one session, entire karmic debt is clear. No, it
Mhm,
doesn't work like
mhm,
that.
mhm,
See, I'll give you an example. If someone comes to me and they have a difficulty in creating wealth, or they're facing the challenges into their career because there is something unexplained that is blocking them or creating hindrances into their progress. We open the records and find out the reasons. And when we find out the reason, we also ask their guides for the guidance how to clear these blockages. So these are the remedies that they get. There are times when we are allowed from their guides to rewrite their records.
mhm.
So when we are rewriting the records, whatever actionable plan that has been given from their guides to that person, to the client, he has to follow once he comes back from the session. Whatever changes they have asked him to do, it could be small remedies like very simple that you have to chant affirmation or you have to do certain things on a regular basis. That entire guidance is very personalized and it comes from their records and it's only for them. So if I am reading records for multiple clients, then I think none of the remedies have ever repeated themselves. It is very unique to that person. And once they finish that duration that has been suggested by their guides, they start seeing the energy shifting in their life. So yes, the results are definitely going to be there, but it's not like overnight results. Yeah.
Amazing. So again, just being a devil's advocate and coming from the perspective of a lot of skeptical individuals out there, the way you just explained, it seems to be really fascinating to me as well, because I'm understanding Akashic records for the first time. And for a lot of people who don't easily believe in astrology as well, so for them, it's going to be something very different on the similar lines. But yes, they are going to have their doubts. So something that really comes up is if it's so easy to understand the blockages or the reasons of not being able to, progress in our lives, and somewhere or the other have the power to, if I have to put it in this manner, have the power to change what's going to happen with us in future. Why doesn't everybody go for it and have all the good things written for them?
So when the soul is coming to this lifetime, you can call it soul's blueprint. Okay. The soul is deciding that, okay, in this lifetime, I'm going to learn these lessons. Okay. The soul selects maybe 2 or 3 lessons that they want to work up with. See, the entire purpose is when the soul is separating from the creator and starts this journey of reincarnation. The point is that we evolve and grow and complete our journey and go back to the creator. That's the entire point of it. So every time we are taking human birth, we are coming here with some blueprint, and our soul decides, okay, now I'm going to learn these lessons into this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are the people who are going to help me learn these lessons. Okay, so we will call them soul family. We have soul contracts with the soul family, and we choose our parents, we choose our siblings, we choose the family we are going to get married into, and we also choose people who are going to teach us these very important lessons into life. Now, when we are born, having said that, when we are born, we come with this or everything ready and we take birth as a human. We are given a gift of free will. We can choose in our lives. We are given a gift of free will. But when we are receiving that gift of free will, we are actually, as soon as we take birth, we are forgetting what our soul's plan was. So that's why people don't remember, but masters have proved, the gurus have proved that this is how our life has been chosen. Like, suppose I'll give you an example. If you will see that a very similar kind of situation, similar kind of education, similar platform given to two people, but it will, for one, it's going to be very easy. For another one, it's going to be a little bit of struggle. Like they have to strive much more than the first person.
Yep.
Why? Because the soul of that first person may have struggled into the past lives and now has chosen a peaceful life that everything comes easy to me. So I enjoy the fruits of all the hard work that I have done into the past life. Whereas the person, that person's soul has still need to finish learning. So maybe in the next lifetime, he may choose ease and comfort. We don't know. So this is how everything works then. This is how everything works, and life is different for everyone.
Even in the case of twins, they have the same upbringing, they're given the same facilities, but yes, their lives turn out completely different. So I totally relate to, from where you're coming on this. So can anyone and everyone out there learn Akashic records, how to connect with the soul, how to connect with the guides out there? Or it's an innate ability that only the chosen few are given?
So, reading Akashic records, it's everyone's birthright. And I believe after teaching so many students in past few years, I believe everyone can learn it. Sometimes what happens if you are scared or if you are doubtful or of your own abilities, then those create hindrances in accessing the records. But that can be worked upon, and that one person can overcome that. So everyone, they can access the records. Having a little bit of spiritual practice does help in ease of accessing the records.
Mhm.
You asked me about the innate abilities. There are people who have inborn psychic abilities, we can say.
Mhm.
Those people will, because these abilities are inborn, they will see, they don't need to access the records. Like, with practice, they're just sitting like, we sitting across to each other, and they'll close their eyes and they'll be able to bring the messages. These people with innate ability will be able to connect with the spirit. They will be able to connect with the other world through the Akashic realm very easily. But going back to your original question, everyone can read the Akashic records.
I, as for my understanding has been, I've been able to build with a conversation so far. A lot in the Akashic readings have to be done with our past karmas, or I would say, in a different manner, the karmic debts that we have. So, how can an individual realize or understand that they really need to get an Akashic reading done? How can they see the manifestation of those karmic debts happening? So, any guidance or any points, the individuals should be on lookout for?
So, repeating patterns in life, that's a clear cut symptom that you need an Akashic record reading. When I say repeating patterns in life, that, I'll give you a couple of examples of it. They will keep on meeting similar kind of people who are duping them of their finances, or people who are breaking their heart into relationship. Repeatedly, they are attracting similar situations, similar kind of people. That's one symptom. Another time, as we discussed, I'm going back to this again, unexplained fear phobias. Don't have any explanation to that. People also come when they have tried everything and they are not able to find the answers, and they know, okay, they just know from the inside, I'm going to find the answers here. So I think these are two, three symptoms that they can look out for. That will give them the idea, okay, now, I need the Akashic record reading. And they can always reach out to the reader to explain the challenges that they are facing, and the reader will be able to guide them accurately.
And so, when anybody is getting their Akashic records done, reading done, assuming like astrology, we might have a lot of people who are not at that expert level, who have not really understood Akashic records or that connection to that level, but still are able to, dupe people out of their money. There are, so what are the precautions or ethical considerations people should be looking at when they are going for this?
That's a sad reality, Pulkit, actually. And I have heard a lot of cases where these things have been happening, especially after COVID, because in COVID, people have really, okay, they have learned something, any modality. It may not be Akashic, it could be tarot cards, or it could be
Yeah.
numerology or something. They have not even practiced for 3 months, 6 months, and they have started, reading professionally and charging people. That's a sad reality that we are facing in this world today. But I would say that, people should look at the experience of that reader, authenticity by, going on their website, reading the reviews, looking at the kind of work they have done into the past few years. That will give them a real sense that this reader is authentic. I think that's one way to look at it.
Help me also understand, like a lot of people do face relationship issues, they do face a lot of career choice issues. How can Akashic reading really help in the two aspects? Because I believe these are the two major challenges anybody faces out there. So, what sort of the guidance can Akashic readings really offer for people struggling with career and relationship issues?
So, speaking about career, when you are completely aligned with your soul purpose and your soul path, you will always have the ease in the kind of work that you are doing. That's first giveaway. If you are facing a lot of challenges and there is a lot of stress and there is no happiness in the kind of work you do, you should look for Akashic Records reading, because there are chances that the kind of work that you are doing is not aligned with your soul's purpose, or because it's not aligned with your soul's learning that it has to do into this lifetime. That's why it is a burdensome thing for you to pull on into that career. If your sole purpose is to say, for example, say create, wonderful stories, create wonderful canvases. But if you are fighting legal battle, you know that you are not in right space. That, if you are an advocate and not listening to your soul's calling, there are going to be challenges that you are facing. That's an indication that universe is giving you that, okay, you need to change something here, constant, no matter how much effort you are putting into something, but it's not giving you that kind of a result. You're not happy from inside. That's the first indication that, you are not walking on your soul's path. So these are the clear cut indications. And you asked me about relationship also. Now what happens is, as a human being, we are really conditioned on many things. Like, our family tells us, okay, you're supposed to do certain things. Our society tells us, "Ki, this is how things should be."
Mhm,
We are losing our real essence into it. And we are trying to, maybe that person is have become people pleaser. Okay, he or she wants to please people and be in their good books, but killing his or her own soul.
mhm,
So that is the way, because then that's an indication that, the choices of people that they are moving around with is not the right kind for the soul. So these are the indications, and where Akashic reading will give you the self-awareness, it will give you the why of situation. You can detect the root cause of it and also get the guidance how to rectify it. You know, so this way, these two important aspects of our lives can be helped with.